do you see the maps going in terms of who's winning? Is Exile one that you see Myztro taking?
I'm surprised that, yeah, but we can also have like complete washouts from one side. And with that said, I'm about to leave you guys. Have fun watching the game.
Enjoy your late lunch.
Enjoy your break, even though you've just had half an hour. And we'll let you crack on anyway. And guys at home, this is the upper bracket final. It's between Chicago Dogos and Myztro RAVE. Let's see who's going to be able to take it. And you can see already Ranger and the Eisen coming out for the Chicago Dogos, and for Wenger and Razy, they're going to wrap up with the Strog and the BJ. So completely different picks. No sign of a mirror match here, but we could see a bit of switcheroo later on, starting off from Rash's perspective. And he's the first to start, because Max is trying to stay alive. Great trade straight from the TP, and Wenger traded straight back onto Myztro afterwards.
Myztro just taking them off the negatives as quickly as he possibly could. Beautiful rail there of Wenger. He's got some rockets to work with. He is going 1 versus 2 with a robotic turret there versus him. But Myztro RAVE off to a wonderful start, with Wenger also overstacked with the armor, pushing forward, taking down yet another. And Razy's actually quite healthy himself, and Rafa killed himself off with the tri-bomb, I'm pretty sure.
I've got to feel like with Myztro RAVE, they need to be pushed over the edge at some point in this tournament in order to hit their peak. And I think Endpoint have actually accidentally done it for them. So now they're playing how they should be playing, and how we said they could consider the technical skill they have. And which they could deliver, and it's 5-1. So let's get that nice well. Yes, he does. Wenger managed to take it. Left on 64, 84 HP now, so he isn't relevant anymore. He can continue making that push. Wenger gets another one. Rafa's doing well left standing on the Mega. Quad up to 10.
Rafa's killed himself twice, I'm pretty sure, which is why this are back to -1. And Max just keeps having to bring them back. There is a quad though, and it is going to go to Liquid. I think Rafa died, so we've got Myztro to take it. There's the AWP kill, and he is now well stacked up.
And you know how easy it is to flip the map back and forth, especially on Exile. They proved it again and again before, especially now with the quad in their hands. But it seems like even though they're fully stacked, Myztro are doing a good job just keeping their distance and maybe trying to get a sweep of damage here and there. But not been too successful, but let's see what they can do as Max just using those rocket jumps to try and at least create a surprise attack onto Myztro. They get a huge amount with the quad, but great distance and great reluctant plays for Myztro.
I wouldn't recommend any rocket jumps with quad damage on any other champion, just for the record, guys. I was honestly even surprised you do it with Ranger. Good little push there from Myztro. Rail damage too onto Wenger, and cleaned up by Rafa, who's working his way into this series after probably not the kind of start he would have hoped for.
Yeah, good comeback from Chicago. They were actually down 7-1, and now they're changing things up. So now 10-7 in favour of Myztro, as Mega will be up shortly in the next 12 seconds. Potentially not for another 50, as they're going to be having their plan of action to try and get top control back, have that height advantage, and grab the Mega to follow suit.
They're coming through. There's the push. Mega health getting stolen just then. Rafa takes 2 kills while Myztro controls the items in that room. And we are almost tied up again. It has been a while since Myztro have been able to get a kill. And I can hear Razy on BJ using dual wield. He takes down Myztro. And I think we have the Eisen player incredibly weak at the moment. We have got protection spawning in about 10 seconds time. They just want to clean them both up, and this is beautiful for Myztro. Get itself with 5 seconds to go. We've got a bit of pressure coming from the side. Not an issue for Wenger. Very close. Rafa almost with the steal, but we should be able to actually push forward and be aggressive now, Wenger. Look at that overstack.
And you could tell as well, Myztro and Rafa were looking to save that turret for the very last moment. They don't manage to get any kind of defender's advantage in for that power, but it was really just couldn't get any kind of establish any control there. As making good use of that protection, 60-10. Wenger trying to find anything else before forward protection runs out. Has only got a few seconds left, but they're going to get a good idea of exactly where they are. Managed to find one. Wenger coming out with the beacon. Does he get him? Does a huge amount of damage. More than that for Chicago Dogos, and what a direct coming out there from Wenger onto Rafa.
I think we've had 3 self-kills so far for Chicago Doggos.
I feel that, yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
And it's not been long into this map.
No.
I'll forget about that at some point. Oh, nicely done by Razy, even though he's so weak. Myztro just appears out of nowhere. And it's that sort of recovery period that we've got as we lead into the next cycle of major items. Myztro starting to string together those rails that he's so well known for. One more rotation, then it's going to be quad number 2, a defining point on the map. Oh, railable after that. Picked up by the 2 Myztro players, going back to back with them.
And they're quite aware as well that if you give Myztro any kind of space, it's all doom and gloom there, and they try to put as much pressure onto Rafa to back him away so then they can try and collapse onto Myztro afterwards. But Rafa right now, he will be collected, but he's being witnessed by Wenger above onto the Rockets. Done a little bit of damage, not a huge amount to kind of turn this way away, but Wenger actually took out Myztro at the same time whilst he was backing away from Rafa, and looks like he's not going to go for the TP, just daring for him, but leaves the target there just in case he does continue to through the TP, which he does not. But that is going to be the quad, go to the side of Chicago Dogos, and we're going to have a listen in between Chicago Dogos to see how they're going to crack on with this squad.
Yes, okay. Should be 46 for the heavy. Killing LG soon.
13 heavy.
I'm at cave.
C.
Killing. There's a rail in cave still. Okay. HMG.
Yes, to nest.
I'm clearing nest. Ending at nest. Bolt weak. Shotgun.
I'm with
Mega first. I'm grabbing B.
a tribal 1.
Okay. Don't see him anymore.
Oh my god.
Okay. Grabbing
I
Mega.
think he has a rail.
They're going to get actually.
I got heavy. 45.
15 Mega. Strog took nest and A.
Yes, A. There's no rail there.
Okay.
It was a very, very good power-up when we just saw from Chicago Dogos, but they are battling a bit more with the control moving into this next portion of the map. RAVE and Wenger did briefly have control of their heavy, but they're struggling with it all of a sudden. Nice double push there by Myztro and Rafa.
I do like the comment from Myztro and Rafa as well. A lot of small talk and quite concise comms just to not make sure that the comms are a little bit too inflated in a lot of ways, and nothing too pointless is being mentioned. They make sure in the most
words. Important most.
Yeah, no word salad, basically. Let's put it that way.
I'm good.
Yeah, word speak, basic go.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Their way of things. But still, Myztro up by 5. Protection will be up in the next 20 seconds, but not before the heavy and the mega are going to be appearing before our heavy eyes, with Myztro getting a good amount of damage and cleans up Wenger. RAVE has back to away, but just making sure they get that heavy control, but trying to get the rail at the same time whilst Wenger spawns with him. But it's all about how they're trying to tackle Chicago Dogos for this protection.
Here we go, couple of seconds left. Myztro players are pushing in. We've got both of the Chicago Dogos going down. Little bit of health and armor to work with for RAVE. I think it's enough to get something working.
I got your back, kid.
He's got his back. Wenger's managed to find Rafa. Can he push a little bit more heavy? I think was taken by Rafa. Go and get rid of that turret. We've still got 10 seconds of this. He can survive a bit. Oof. Light armor, teleporter, and where does he want to finish this off? He has rockets or something to play with, but he's got to back out now. Slight missed switch there, it feels like. And that is going to allow Chicago Dogos to get a couple more frags back. There's 7 a difference though. Advantage Myztro RAVE. This is the map pick for Chicago Dogos, so it would be quite a significant advantage if they can get this map win.
Yeah, that heavy steal earlier from Rafa was a huge play from him, just to cushion the blow once the protections run out, just to then be able to maybe establish a kind of map control. But the back-to-back rails coming up from RAVE, that's going to be another double for Myztro. And Rafa was able to put RAVE in his place, knowing that he was going to go for the TP from the info transferred from Myztro. So coming down by 7, still plenty of time left on the clock. Rafa has picked up the heavy, quad's coming up in 40. And still got a couple more items before in his hand, but Rafa's only taken a ton of damage before putting RAVE in his place and finally hitting that one crucial rail as he's still trying to back away and restack, and still took down Wenger, but RAVE finally tackles him down and machine gun.
They went hard on that. RAVE finally getting himself the kill of the rockets. 15 seconds left. This is a big, big power-up. Heavy taken by Rafa. I think we can go in and listen to teams for this power-up. This is going to be a big one.
Go on then.
Fighting. Yeah,
He's got gonna get Mega. 33 power.
I'm going heavy. He's dead. Good job. I'm guarding LG. They're gonna be near, I think.
Yeah.
Rocket, I think.
One rocket, yeah.
I'm going up.
63 on him.
Don't fight, don't fight.
Yep.
I'm good. You can take heavy. Take
Okay,
heavy. Take heavy.
take in.
Fine.
21.
Other guy dead. They might have rail. No, they don't. They don't.
5-minute warning.
Below, machine gun and rail.
Meg is up.
Rail, Eisen.
Dead.
Other guy rail as well. Focus
Okay.
heavy. Let
Yeah,
them
I'm
have
here.
rail.
I'm here.
I'm killing Eisen. Don't pass me. Focus on heavy.
This has been an amazing
They have
string of
rail.
play we've just been seeing from Myztro. Perfect control with the quad damage, finishing with the quad on the Mega Health, which is the next spawning major item, getting all the vertical damage. What an advantage that they've currently got against the Chicago Dogos. Rapper goes down. It is 3 more kills that they need to take map number 1.
Yeah, it's not looking too great, is it? A bit of a bleak start, considering it's their map pick as well. We've seen it time again, we've seen teams taking each other's map picks, 48-34.
They lost to Cheaters the first map in
They
their
did.
series, and then
They
they
did.
came back all the way, so I don't really think it is, you can't read into it too much at this point if that's what's about to happen. This is going to be the penultimate kill now. Only 1 more needed by the Myztro team. Surely it is but moments away for them.
Certainly is. Raiders is there for them to push in. He is on the Mega, coming up any second now, followed by the Heavy and then the Protection afterwards. I don't think we're even going to get that far, but with some good rail damage coming up for the lads on Chicago Doggos, and they're just backing away towards the LG, towards the top light, and now looking to back away even further. And this is just going to be a very difficult task. They're definitely making themselves work for this last kill, but should be able to find him, but
There we
Benga will
are.
be finishing off Rafa with the heavy machine gun. And there we have it, a nice clean start there from the Myztro lads.
Beat Rafa in the final, and he'll be exhausted because he'll have played like 400 games already that day. He's going to be relatively fresh compared to that. So I wonder whether there's a sort of mental game going on as well, because the amount of times that RAVE has eventually lost to Rafa in a duel format.
Exactly, and just before we get into this map as well, with the donations, Asta have actually donated 2,000 euros
God.
into the GoFundMe pool, so thank you so much for
Unbelievable.
a huge donation, much appreciated. And we were talking about the milestones we've reached. We've probably gone through every single milestone apart from that last one.
He missed a 0. We're trying to get KeenCon 2025.
Yeah. I don't know if you meant
Sorry,
to put in
Asta.
20,000, but we're only joking with you. But thank you so
Amazing.
much for such a generous donation. We really do appreciate it. As we're now going to go back into the series between Chicago Dogos and Myztro RAVE. You are just joining us. We are in the upper bracket final, and you can see Myztro coming up 1-0, and we're tied in this second map on CK. And this is now Myztro's map pick. Let's see how dominant they can be potentially compared to that first map.
Yeah, absolutely. Relatively even start, back and forth. Strogs and VJs mirrored. And we are on Crazy Camp. Heavy up in a second, and it looks like Chicago Doggos are trying to put some pressure on, but they're not able to push all the way to the end. No LG for Razy. I'm surprised if there's LG for Wenger at this point as well. Now, they're going to need to push in at some point. Rapper suicided. Done that a lot during Exile. Gotta get the kill, but doesn't really have that LG angle. The dual wield was used just as the power-up is spawning. I think that is Rapper who's been able to pick it up, and Myztro are trying to just extend that aggression to try and take it away from him, but they are not able to do so.
Certainly not how this squad is going to do themselves dividends here, and it's just making it work. But even though Raf got 2, Razy was able to get the trade onto him straight afterwards, and the line from Max just delaying the quad a little bit to throw off the timing, assuming how and when the quad could expire. As Benga did take down Rafa in the meantime, Max is still trying to get something out of his quad, but good play from Myztro, who's trying to keep his distance, or keep their distance from Maxton, whilst that quad has now finally expired.
So delay on the heavy at the moment. Is he trying to force a trap? That's changed the tone. 10 seconds now between the Mega Health and the heavy armor. Pushing all the way to the max. Very, very weak. Looking at damage. It's going to get the full blast of the 75. Max being wary, moving back in. There is a vial down on the floor. A Razy, great blast of LG. Getting himself a double kill, in fact, bringing himself back into the game. 12-8 still to the Dogos.
And this is the issue with CK as well. The power-ups become more important because it's even harder to keep the distance away from either protection or quad. We can see it now, 12-9. Still in favour of the Chicago Dogos, but it's the weakest stack now coming out from Myztro. We just need to a bit less. Rubí is still trying to take him down, even left on 40 HP. Finally gets traded. The Mecha's still trying to take on this fight, manages to come out on top. And now only down by 2 in terms of deficit. Protection 15. Very important for Myztro to try and grab this.
Yep. Let's see. 10 seconds left. Trying to get some support there around by the Mega Health area. 1 versus 1 remaining. There is a vial on the side. Can't get the kill as the teleport is getting used in the air. 1 second to go. Myztro does not have enough health. And we have got the BJ of RAVE that is going to be taking the protection. He has quite a lot to work with. No rockets that would really help accelerate him through the map.
And how Myztro were able to survive at that time after each engagement and still to get taken down and still had to stack to then compete against that protection and be able to contest it. Just ridiculous stuff. And Myztro playing out of their minds right now. Finally got the lead and now extended it by 2. This is looking pretty good for Myztro.
Very, very impressive. We haven't really seen many corrupted keeps where we're able to get that sort of back and forth at all. So the fact that we're getting that, even if it's just the early game, very, very good news for us as spectators.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have a re-engagement here onto the heavy armor. Spawning in a second. Myztro does manage to take it away from them, but he is going to fall after all. But having consumed those resources, perhaps it's not going to be as dominant as a bit of map control that Myztro are allowed to have.
Chicago Dogos have been separated quite a lot on multiple occasions. They're always at the same time. They're on the same page, they're trying to make these rotations, but Myztro is just cutting him off every time. They're like, you want to try and collapse us? That's fine. And what I love about that is with Myztro and RAVE trying to collapse onto them, both Mega and RAVE decide to try and then commit just to one player and then make that split second decision straight away. And look at that, RAVE with a great double with the dual wield and just continuing to punish him for their mistakes. Now up by 5.
That's the kind of dual wield that you dream of, honestly. Oh, massive rockets that we have from RAVE, but not enough to take down that monster stack that RAVE had. And he's right back up with the Mega Health. Rockets are missing this time. The pressure that we are getting at the moment from Myztro is unbelievable. I think we can, though, go over to some team comp as we move into the next important power-up.
One's pushing you, Mega. Alright, you're fine. Mega soon.
Did you get lower? BJ there. Got it, BJ?
The Macron is
Not
beat.
tribals.
Need help for heavy.
I'm there. You take. Okay, so Rocket, Strog, and Nail
Two, going
BJ.
fast.
BJ twin. To Nail.
One.
Still twin.
Taking brick. Okay, twin. 5 here.
Okay, you're alone.
Yes.
Helping for Mega.
Power. Yes.
Take again. Keep going. Last turn,
41.
Rocket.
And got
They're using a tribal.
Yes. Polo.
Great job from Chicago Dogos hearing their comms and just making a decision in terms of who needs to take priority of the items and how well he did with the quad. Didn't get a huge amount of frags, but at the same time just being concise, making sure not to give it away either. Myztro left on 59 HP. Chicago Dogos have now retained the lead, now up by 2 after that previous quad. But it makes it quite scary because they've had 1 extra power up and only up by 2.
Yeah, I love that sort of rappers egging Myztro on. It's like, no, you take the items, you keep going, you make the action happen like you've been doing already. Wonderful job that we're getting from Myztro.
I think that's something he mentioned in his interview as well. If someone's hit their stride in terms of their movement and aim skill and just looking to continue going into that beast mode, just let the flow keep going. Don't break the flow.
And look at the stack that Myztro has, actually. You can see at the top left under the strong portrait, he's overstacked on both items. On both health and armor, should I say.
Pretty damn good so far for Chicago Dogos, but they managed to clean up RAVE. RAVE's just a bit out of position, but Myztro didn't actually push it to help
Oh my
either.
God,
And look at that, great damage with that heavy machine gun and still keeping the stack, especially with this heavy coming up. And again, a great play using the peak to feed RAVE info so he can make the chase down. And RAVE actually took RAVE down again.
He spent a long time in that, though. It's harder to set up. He managed to get the damage, though, onto the protection. It is taken by RAVE in the end. This gives them a chance to extend their lead a bit. RAVE just trying to waste some time around here. Mega health taken. He does have a chance to get away briefly. Can he apply some pressure to Maxa during that same period?
Shame,
And Wenger has just left the building at this point. Does not want to be a part of this.
He's well gone. Well, I'll say that. He's now going to have a jump and quickly get cleaned up. Yes, he does. And Raffinal's just going to be going straight through and just picking up a little bit more LG ammo. Actually went past it, but I think it was already picked up by Max previously, and using this rocket to try and get a little bit of damage done into the red room. Still up by 5 in this matchup, and what a direct there from down below in that red room.
It definitely feels like it is Chicago Dogos' map to lose at this point. Just the way that they're playing. We have got the dual wheel being used. Not much has come from it. Striking fear into the eyes of Myztro. Mutual frag in the end, now controlled by RAVE up at the LG. We see Myztro fight their way back into this. That's some good damage. That's some good pressure. Does feel like maybe the tide is just about turning. We just need to see if we can get Myztro to hold on to some of these kills and these exchanges. Rafa goes down. Heavy's just been taken. Vega needs to get out of here. So weak from that. Up above, but Max manages to hunt him down. There was a one-on-one previously though, which RAVE wins versus Rafa, I believe.
This quad is so important for Myztro though. 15 seconds left, and they haven't actually got the stack to work with, but now they've actually taken on one of the players. Yes, he does have the weaponry, but depending on the spawn, if he can grab the nearest one and then grab the quad, that would be huge. But Rafa does take down Wenger straight away. Quad up any second now. Rafa's there to pick up. The both are trying to dive on in from the Mega, but it's not going to happen, and look at that. You saw there, Maxter using the Pika. It's pretty much a body blocker, so Rafa could then continue on the rampage with the damage he was outputting with that LG.
Yeah, that power-up setup went awfully for Myztro. They were trying to win some scraps early on, but in the end, it was Rafa and Maxter winning the Mega Health, then into the heavy armor, not taking much damage in between, and now moving into the power-up. As you can see there, Rafa just closing out with a kill on Wenger. That is 11 frags ahead for the Chicago Dogos, and another's been spotted.
Did a little bit of damage with that Pika, so it's going to be enough to turn the tide, and also did a little bit of damage onto Rafa also. Oh, good rockets coming out there from Myztro. Having to back away once again. Still a 10 frag lead, but I think a lot of us have to agree that these next two power-ups, if we make it up far, it could be crucial now for Myztro, as it's been 3 on the trot.
Yeah, we
Chicago
can't really...
Dogos, and they prep very well for them.
We just can't have mistakes anymore for Myztro, but it's just under too much pressure. Rafa's just... This is what happened. There was a bit of pressure on Rafa early on. Those tactical alterations, he's hitting his stride, and now game just becomes difficult. And whatever's beyond Nightmare difficulty, I'm not sure what's after that. I think it's Rafa.
Yeah, it really is. Doing that 10 frag deficit. You can tell that Myztro have actually slowed the game down a little bit, but it's not really changing much at all, because if they keep trading like this, they're going to be... They're fine with that, you know, just to end the series, end the map, so they're going to be... keep that idea too. Wenger trying to stay alive, but again, Rafa and Max are just taken down once again, and it's just the same rotation again and again. They try and progress towards that power, they lose the opportunity, try and stay away from the protection of the quad, and they can't really seem to get the weaponry and the items back into their arsenal in order to then try and make some kind of comeback in map.
Trying to get some damage, but Crazy just wasn't close enough there, moving into the protection. We've got one more kill. And it is going to be a 1-to-1 in this series. Maxa chasing through the teleporter. Surely RAVE is going to go down in a second. There it is, with the bigger 50-33 on map 2, and we are tied up in this best of 5. Oh my god. Do you want a hug, mate? We'll hug it out afterwards.
No,
okay?
a hug's worth €1. But let's get into the next map. It's going to be on Blood Covenant. And if we do have additional milestones, we'll let you guys know at home. Don't you worry about that. We'll give you guys a shout and keep you guys updated, because, well, I suppose we didn't really expect to get those milestones. Thanks to Ashley. But starting off from Rafa's perspective, as respectively as well, considering how well he performed on that last map on CK. And he's already backing away, just trying to restack from that previous engagement, trying to deny that rail.
Now, I know that Wenger was laughing about it, but hopefully they can actually get some armors this time.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna need to do that. And we're changing pace a lot with the type of champions that we have.
Yeah.
A lot more speed going to be injected into this. Ooh, lovely turnaround rail.
Yeah, this is going to be an extremely fast-paced matchup. Don't expect any stalemates between these two teams, that's for sure.
It's slow and sort of strategic at this point. No one wants to be the first to slip up. Venga's just feeding. Okay.
Rafa cleans up RAVE. Now the stacks just a tiny bit, now a little bit now in favour of Rafa and Myztro, as Rafa trying to go for the rail again or trying to deny, but wasn't able to deny sadly. But Myztro get a chunk of damage done anyway. Quad in 15, extremely important to get one of his teams off to a good start, especially Myztro, considering they haven't even got the first frag on the board in the last 90 seconds.
It seems Myztro really struggling to get any help now. Crazy doesn't want to come Myztro. Okay, they are on the board at the moment. Can they keep the pressure applied? Quad was taken,
nice.
but he goes down and Venga gets a double. He's got the mega health ready to work with. He's only got 2 rail shots left. He's focusing on the stack over the aggression. But there's another rail shot. He has heard what another player is. There are some time shards there. Shotgun into the face of Myztro, and that is putting Myztro narrowly in the lead.
I love that from Myztro as well. I mean, one of the players with Ferrari peaks just daring for him to try and challenge the quad. And when the other player just zooming straight to the TP and just catch him with his trousers down from behind, and then manages to rocket him to pieces and grab back quad. That was massively well played in terms of the strategy. They managed to improvise in such a short amount of time. So now it's gone from trying to find their first frag after 90 seconds, now up by 1 here on this third map.
It's a fragile lead. And we got Heavy and Mega are spawning at the same time at the moment. It's like Venga and RAVE push themselves over to the heavy side of the map, but are they going to rotate? They're sort of in no man's land at this point. Rafa's got some sort of coverage over here, takes a massive rocket. That's going to be Heavy going over to RAVE, and he's wielding quite a good stack with the slash. Now he's got all the weapons as well. I mean, he must have been alive for a while at this point if he's able to accumulate all of this. Takes a rail shot. You can see immediately with a light champion how vulnerable you are.
All the goodies. Apart from that heavy machine gun, I'm pretty sure he's going to be... he'll be fine with that.
Heavy armor in a couple of seconds. He is going to go for it. Vega managed to pick up some other rails also. Now we need to start finding that position, getting onto the protection.
Yeah, playing the lone wolf card a little bit whilst RAVE was trying to restack back up and go to the heavy, but Myztro a couple of missed rockets, but he's still got a decent amount of damage. But RAVE manages to challenge and get a crucial double restacks. Lucky bit the light and helpful was still available on the pillars, and plenty of damage done. Needs to try and get through that TP and finish the job, but Baker might even pop in a Salo and actually get the trade for him. And look at this, Heavy has just been picked up. RAVE actually did get there in time, but due to the lack of weapons on the side of Chicago Dogos, they could take full advantage of the back with the LG, and it happens to all of us, does it, with the best jumps? It happens to the best of us. Yeah. Even with the slash.
RAVE is just injecting a large amount of chaos into the scenario. I don't think Rafa was going to be happy with the fact they lost out on the protection then.
Yeah.
One of the Rafa curses. Ooh, caught from down below, but Venga able to save the day, get himself up onto the heavy armor. Managed to get that switch away from the rails and switch right back to it. 12-6. Brilliant first third here of the third map.
Yeah, Venga's playing really well. There was some occasions where I kind of felt like he was being a bit over-aggressive early on the Saturday and the Friday, but he's massively changed things up. How he wants to react around the map. Now taken down again, left on 73 HP, up by 8.
I think Venga struggled quite a lot in Corrupted Keep too. I'm pretty sure I remember him being fairly low down on the scoreboard, and it feels like he's having a much better Blood Covenant.
Certainly is. Heavy just surpassed that 5-minute mark. Mega has been picked up, and Heavy will be coming up in the next 12 seconds. Both items heavily segregated. Quad is actually going to be coming up as well. So whoever gets that quad can go for the Mega straight afterwards. So this is going to be a huge power-up, depending on who's going to be able to prepare first and ready to actually go grab it. So it's come up in the next 12.
Yeah, Chicago Dogos are much better stacked for the time being, but we do have a heavy armor that can get taken. I think RAVE is the one who grabbed it, and They're going to need to swing on by over 2. You can see them moving around the long way to that part of the map. RAVE has pushed forward, but it's not worked out for him. Where's the pressure coming up? There's 15 points of health. But Myztro managed to take down Wenger, who was the primary concern for RAVE at that point. So we are going to get a little run now from the Chicago Dogos with the quad. Where have Wenger and RAVE disappeared to?
Hide and seek for the next 10 seconds, and rightly so, who would, considering the lack of weapons and the quad in the hands of RAVE. Just on the hunt, but didn't find too much, but the whole point of that was denial and just a few frags. It's very difficult on a map like Blood Covenant. So many places you can scarp from and just pitch a nice little tent.
Exactly. I think that was crazy then. Also, it was Wenger who had put the tent up on the rail.
Yes.
RAVE still pretty stacked on a heavy machine gun just blasting over towards him, but he's just got so much to work with. Another rail, they need to do some damage to this guy. He's got all the weapons. You can tell that RAVE, with the full arsenal of weaponry, has been alive for quite a while now, and he's just rotating through the items.
Certainly is, and this could be the first game where we're going to hit the time limit if the pace continues to stay this way.
It's slow, isn't it?
Very slow, yeah, like 7-minute mark, we're only at 14. Kind of mathematically means we'll probably hit around the 32 mark. Math serves me correctly, but no, we have reached the 7-minute mark. They're both tied at 14. We've seen quite a few unanswered frags coming out from Myztro. It's getting a little bit worrying here, as they're not able to establish any kind of control.
They've not been able to do anything for a while. I think they've been on it was 14-6, I think.
Yeah, it does feel like that. You could be right.
Incoming protection.
What? That happened? Very confused.
I'm a bit confused. I'm just going to say nothing.
I don't know what happened. And this is surely a very secured protection. They complete lockdown on this map is what it feels like. They know where RAVE is, so they can try and move accordingly. But now they know that he's been playing with some fancy rocket jumps. Locked down yet again. Myztro one-on-one-ing with Wenger. Myztro wins out on that.
Back-to-back items, and I think that was probably the cleanest protection we've seen picked up so far.
Yeah.
Still on 14, by the way. Heads up.
It's been a almost 20 frag swing. There we go. At last.
Absolute madness how long it took to finally get the frag just to disrupt about the control for the last few minutes. But now, let's see what Myztro can do to try and bring this back. Wenger getting a lot of damage done. Must have taken down RAVE, and RAVE also cleans up Myztro as well, both with the heavy machine gun. We've spoken a lot about the meta, how the LG and the heavy machine gun's been the most used weapons of this match. But Wenger's taking down RAVE, Myztro taking down RAVE in their 1v1, but Wenger managed to get the trade off the Myztro, still able to get the Mega, and still quite nicely stacked it. Still so much damage. RAVE should have finished up with the rockets as well, and Wenger taken down again. Now only down by 2.
This is much better from Myztro. They've managed to get themselves onto an item comfortably and win a couple of exchanges, removing all the weapons that RAVE and Myztro would have had at that point. It's leveled out the gameplay, and they've immediately been able to get themselves back into it. In fact, for a moment there, it had been a while since Chicago Dogos had been able to acquire a frag. We have got 20 seconds now till the next power-up. There is mega health being taken by RAVE. Oh, sorry, Myztro there.
Well, from RAVE. Good try bot from Myztro. And Wenger manages to take down Myztro in the end of the trade. Squad's coming up in a few seconds, but he's going to try and put a stop. He doesn't have the health, but RAVE come back in. Actually stolen it, and then taking him down straight after. That was a huge play coming out from Myztro and RAVE there.
Still super even. RAVE has the
On the heavy.
Myztro levels it up yet again. Swing past his teammate. He has heard where one of them have gone. Wow, they're going for the rail shots, unbelievable. 9 points of health. They're still doing damage, but Myztro have done pretty well keeping them weak. Actually, I say them. Look at the amount of health and armor that RAVE has got. He is absolutely loaded with health.
He's able to push him willy-nilly anytime he likes. It's Rafa now dropping on down, get a good amount of LG, but having witnessed Myztro pick up the heavy in the process. Now up by 3 as Rafa now just licking his wounds just a little bit. He was going to head to the pillars to pick up the light, but realised that one of the players of Myztro is already there.
Mega House up, is he going to go for it? Oh,
the trade. But it does mean RAVE will be able to pick up the Mega anyway.
It does, so that control is sort of fractionally lost there for Rafa. And Myztro, is he pushing over towards the heavy? I think he's down below waiting to do something with it. But we've got Wenger securing control. So we've got to swing back into Myztro's favor at the moment, but they do still have to win the fights based off that. Wenger with some rails onto Rafa. Doesn't really want to go through the teleporters. I believe you could hear a little bit of spam coming out there from the other end of that long hallway.
Oh dear, just okay, a little small talk going on about I'm going to watch your way, I'm going to watch this. Just trying to hold these angles, but Crazy, not really that bothered, just going to be pushing it straight forward. Oh, way too much rail damage, he's available. Is he going to be able to still hit his shots? His big, very big risk, protections up in 10. That was a big kill, but Wenger got killed by Myztro. Myztro gets 2, and that's going to be their window of opportunity now to try and get that protection. But look at that, you can see Myztro's already there, actually prioritizing the damage first. That was huge from Myztro, and now Rafa must cleans up RAVE, and Myztro's still on the hunt to find out where Wenger is.
He managed to retain so much of his armor from that last heavy. And we've got another double kill, so it looks like we're going to have Chicago Dogos look to re-extend things. We have got Rafa on his own a bit, so might be vulnerable to any other one-on-ones, but he has managed to health up pretty quickly, it seems. Protection, another 5 seconds. Trying to push it, manages to somehow get a rail of those last moments of the protection. Now RAVE just trying to do combat with Rafa without Myztro getting involved, but he loses that.
I like this as well, just delaying it by another 5 seconds just to throw them off if they try and make any kind of push for that quad damage later on, if they miss the timing again, but it's still going to be up a couple more times. Smash just holding that top bridge area to feed info once Rafa's picked up this heavy. This is very good methodical play coming up from Rafa, but it's playing out a much faster pace. As Rafa's coming from behind, but RAVE did take down Myztro as he's trying to get away the tail between his legs as he goes out. Venger's going to spawn with him, and Rafa's just trying to stay alive, knowing that Mega's going to come up thanks to Max's delay.
We're getting to that point now where Myztro really can't afford to make any more mistakes. It's not so much the frag limit that they'd be worried about, it's the time limit at this point. There's 2 minutes left, there is one more power up really soon, and he loses out. Rafa steals the heavy. That was absolutely crucial. That could have changed the game a little bit had he not taken it, but it is not the case.
Yeah, going to have to maximise the potential of this quad if they get the quad. That's going to be another story. As RAVE does take down Rafa, 15 seconds left, but it still gives Chicago Dogos time to come up on a respawn and go straight forward with any weapon they find on the spawn. As Rafa's taking down Wenger with the rockets, and Myztro trying to stay alive, takes them both down. And that could be the quad, but Wenger's just going to dive in with the rockets to see if he can at least contest it, because this is going to be their last opportunity. Doesn't seem to be the case, but Myztro still manages to take it down, left on 37 HP. That could be the final nail here to solidify map number 3.
Yeah, I mean, Myztro and Rafa don't have that much health to work with. So that's something for Myztro, but you've got a minute left to make a massive swing of kills. Got to hit those rails. Myztro fractionally vulnerable. Both players are weak, Rafa and Myztro, that is. We need to see what can the others do. Okay, Wenger getting a rail onto Rafa. With a pummel there, surely you can take down Myztro.
Get away, how long before would it be destroyed? Last rail after the flying on up, and it looks like RAVE will be able to get the trade, but they can't afford to keep trading up these kills. Eventually, Myztro and Rafa will win map number 3, but look at the time, 25 seconds left. It's just not going to be doable at all in the slightest. It's a little bit of a shame. I said it earlier about the spawn. It was so fortunate, which is why Wenger overextended to try and contest it with those rockets and spawn. But there's nothing more they could have done. So it looks like Chicago Dogos will be taking map number 3 in this best of 5. And it was very close to begin with, but the last few powers that Chicago Dogos were able to pick up for the denial as well was fantastically played. And that is going to be it from map number 3 for Myztro and Rafa. Let's see what they can do now.
Champion bans though, and I agree with mixing it up and having different champions, but make it easier to know your champions.
Yeah, stop making life so complicated. Jeez, you know, come on. Map number 4, we will be heading into Awoken, and it's going to be the Athena and Ranger from Myztro, and the Athena and Strog coming out from Myztro and Rafa. Let's see how this differentiates the two of them. We've seen some very interesting Awoken games in the past here over the course of the last 3 days. Sure, it's going to continue to do that, but we're going to get our first stalemate. Interesting. And
again, this is a map that both Wenger and RAVE absolutely adore. The thing is, I always just look back at the sort of how tactically astute Rafa is I don't think this is quite the same as Corrupted Keep. I was not surprised at all to see that Rafa and Myztro won the map pick of the Corrupted Keep. That was the map pick of Myztro. Here, I think this would be amazing if we would finally see Chicago Dogos losing more than one map in a series, which they've not done yet.
That is true.
So we'll have to see. Are they vulnerable? Maybe it's just the one map and that's it. Then they get too angry and riled up.
You always find that you always find at least a couple of these top teams will make these huge strides into their performance overall when it gets to the later stages of this tournament. And it always seems to be one or more of the Myztro lads or Rafa and a player name here. So this time it's going to be Myztro and who was it previously? Dahang, wasn't it? So yeah.
You know better than me.
Oh no, I think you know better than me in that department. But Myztro are coming up by 3. Looks like their strategy to play defensively until the lads on Chicago Dogos will make the first move with that double rail combo. RAVE just trying to say like good rocket and good cleanup with the machine gun there and the rail straight afterwards. But don't forget, good damage coming up from Wenger earlier.
Very paranoid going on to the Mega Health, but smart to be paranoid like that. Only around 100 points of health. You don't really want to push in willy-nilly, as you say.
Yeah, not something you want to do, really, is it? Even at your worst times. Moving at the best moments. But RAVE done very well here with the quad. I know he may have not picked up a lot of frags, but it's the denial and keeping it away from his opponents, which has been the key factor. Look at this. Look, they're just daring
sneaky.
for them to go for the Mega. Just creating that trap. But they just realised RAVE's already at a T-junction, and Wenger actually pushed in towards the choke point just after RAVE got the first frag, the first bit of damage, sorry.
And then protecting his team and killing the Pika.
You're 20 feet tall and throwing light, trying to get out 20 years.
Beautiful team play from Myztro. And 10-2, look at this advantage that they've managed to get.
Yeah,
this is huge.
They've changed their style completely. You kind of feel like these traps which Myztro and Rafa are trying to leave behind or create, and it's just not working for them at all. Like even the crossfire at the Mega, it was a very good decision, and still they took completely different angles from what they were expecting. It was a huge kick, but the gamble didn't.
Is he able to do anything with this? He's been so low on health. Rafa has managed to turn back and take him down. 27 HP for Wenger, not much he can do to push in. And it would just be him offering his life at that point. And this has sort of become Chicago Dogos taking a bit of map control now. But is it going to last? Whoa, important shot, but Myztro is there to pick up the pieces, and he is loaded with health and armor. He does pick a Mega Health this time. What is this damage that he's taking? He just about survives, but what has he lost on the way through? That protection up in a couple of seconds. The respawns are back already. There's the Pika, and he does manage to kill him. Rafa has got the protection, and already within the first 4 minutes, we are seeing quite a tremendous comeback.
So much protection, and in the end, though, I think you could at least get 1 or 2 frags before protection runs out. Let's see what the defensive posture is going to come from Myztro and how we're going to try and deal with it. Of course, they're going to make the rotation up and stay around. They are going to get away with his nail G to push it back, but RAVE could not get away. They've now closing the deficit to 3, and I did say at least 2 frags would be nice in order to make the protection worth it, and he got exactly that. So well played from Rafa there just to close that gap.
Stacks are currently quite even, but we are about to have the mages spawning, and that's one Myztro's just grabbed one. Mega Health is being contested, taken by Rafa, but fairly injured off the back of that. Now, are the Myztro players happy to keep pushing in? It's a little exchange there. Again, holding position on the rail.
took your
looks
sweet time with that, and it worked out nicely.
really difficult to control that peeker, actually. Like
Not
sensitivity goes to 100 at that point.
That's why I don't use it.
No, exactly, same.
For that reason. So, down by 2. Nothing has spiraled out of control as of yet, but still quite early. 5 minutes in, odds up in 30. Heavy and Mega will be up soon beforehand.
This is such an important rotation now for Myztro. They've really been out of the map for a while. How do they build themselves back in? Back turn there to Rafa, who just says, I'll take 90 damage, and then I'll get out.
That's huge, because if they try and push in now, like, they're not too keen to push that choke point. They may have to, may even just have to leave it. They're attempting to go around that choke point, but they've got every angle covered, secured. Defended so well, but he comes up with the orb, and in the end, Razor does get cleaned up, and also Wenger, as Max was distracting heavily, and now he's got the quad, but he's only got 41 HP. He does manage to supply us with some stacks back, but this is where Rafa can continue his path of destruction here. Has been railed back, Heavy is available, decides to leave him, and just all folks are staying alive. Huge rocket there. Coming out for the lads of Myztro.
Yeah, Rafa being very careful, not trying to over-commit. Rail does find Wenger. That is going to be the lead now for the Chicago Dogos. Is it Dogos or Dogos?
I say Dogos, but it's... oh no, now you've made me...
I'm questioning myself now.
No, yeah, I'm going to start questioning. Don't make me Google it.
Wenger finally being able to take out Rafa, who's just having such a ball then. Razy on max to 2, pushing them off the control of their weaponry at least. Rafa, sure, he's been stacked up a bit, but there is a contest now over this rail area. But both of the Myztro players are critically wounded, as you can see with that fancy double we've got from Rafa.
They've had 2 more power-ups and only up by 2, so I wouldn't say it's a huge margin of error. They managed to at least claw back onto that huge deficit they had at the very beginning, which Myztro created. But Heavy is up, Mega's going to follow suit in 5, and it has been picked up. CM Razor trying to back off, but Max already standing on the power-up spawn, and Rafa cleans up straight away onto Wenger.
Chicago Dogs are just smashing it at the moment with their coordination. Yes, they're struggling sometimes on a contest of a mega health, but they're always right back in it immediately after, helping each other beautifully. And it's just as Myztro seem to think, like, right, they're getting a handle on the map somewhere, but it just slips their grip so quickly afterwards.
And you heard that from Chicago Dogos around some of the comms. I heard them saying, make sure you hold those key positions, and that's exactly what they're doing. They've got no reason to make any unnecessary pushes, but another power-up in the favour of Chicago Dogos once again. Builds up that rotation, and of course he's going to keep on pushing through. Nice team kill coming out from Maxter and Rafa there, just basically baiting them into that lower side.
It's been the one power-up they had at the beginning, got them a massive advantage, but they're not really able to do anything at the moment.
No, quite a lot of unanswered frags really. That's one over the course for the last couple of minutes.
Should have ducked.
Rafa adds another one to the tally, now making that 10. We need them to try and clutch up on this power-up in terms of contesting it a bit better.
I mean, I keep asking myself what they need to do, but they need clean frags. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Get clean kills. And I think they stole away their heavy armor there. Could that be the beginning of something? Yes. Are you going to have to keep investing kills and trying to make something happen? Yes. Is that dangerous? Yes,
Yeah.
it is, because they keep getting closer and closer to that 50 frag mark.
A little bit separated now as the players are just trying to get weaponry at this point. They are going to contest for what? They're just at the rail spawn right now. They're coming from behind. Wenger tried to join with Razy, but sadly couldn't do too much, and that direct is not going to do them any favours at all. He's a dive in from the LG. Does get taken down finally, but Maxter instantly there for the trade.
Pushing from Razy. Wenger, I don't know if he meant to fly over just then, but he has a shotgun there. There's a couple of one-on-ones taking place. Wenger does beat Maxter down. Rafa pretty weak. This quad damage is crucial. If their quad goes to Myztro, then there's still a chance for them to make it back. But otherwise, I think you can call the series there pretty much. Rafa weak on the side. He's got one hook left, but Razy, crucial rail shots there to land.
And we do have a listen in which should be ready to find what T-Coms are going to be like towards the end of this map.
I might get railed now.
I
Trying to get heavy.
I rail up here.
I'm weak again. Athena dead. Myztro.
Gunpowder.
I will get probably.
I'm on LG, they have rail again. One banana. I took Mega.
I'm very
Fighting
weak.
Athena.
I'm very weak. Trying to help you.
She's 1 health.
That.
Please tell me someone saw that. Not
I'm
bad
on
with the
heavy,
quad
one
there,
rocket.
but they still got a
getting pushed.
lot more of a comeback to
die
go.
if you
Still
don't
got a protein frag deficit. Wenger did quite a lot of damage there, and I kind of feel like as this series is going on over time, there's a lot more, there's not really as much unforced errors coming out from Chicago Dogos. But saying that, great double coming up from Wenger. Can they close the gap? That's going to be another story.
Yeah, they were starting to get that lock on the position. They're just so weak at the same time. They wanted to get that mega health. I think that went over to the Chicago Dogos in the end. I'm pretty sure Raptor took that. They need to land their rails and they can't do it. And they're just starting to get pushed off the map again. And Vega cannot find that final shot to end the spree. And this might be it. 4 minutes to go. It's so much work to be done. Back up on the top. Managing to push. Wenger on the sideline, still landing his shots. Crazy has absolutely nothing. He's on 1 point of health. Wenger's clutch shots that he's landing at the moment. I think they managed to hurt Rafa quite significantly. Oh my god, the double kill while Rafa was on a single point of health. We have the protection. Myztro with another. It is 48 to 35. And surely you just start to push in.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time now. They can just run in as much as they like and eventually trade, but of course they're going to make this play as methodically as possible as Myztro managed to get one more frag left remaining. Still, Chicago Dogos will be able to secure their ticket into the grand finals as Myztro jumps and then finishes them up for the TP. And as you can see, Chicago Dogos managed to take it in this upper bracket final. 3-2-1.
This is why they're the favorites.
Yep, and that is why they're the favourites. Exactly that.
People can only win one map against them.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
it.
we said they were showing their weaknesses earlier, but they proved they came here to win.